Ray, check this out. So Anthony Paluzzi posted our home address in his Skype chat group with like 400 people in it last night.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, love getting doxxed. Thanks, Anthony.
There it is. That's the opener right there. We got it.
Wanna make that paper, wanna make that now. This is the affiliate marketing show. Wanna make that paper, wanna make that now.
What's up, everybody? This is Josh from the Affiliate Marketing Show. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest affiliate marketing news, tips, and trends. I'm Josh from OfferVault.com, the industry's largest aggregator of all things affiliate marketing. We also have Daddy Callbucks, Adam Young, as well as the industry legend, Harrison Gevirtz, as well as Ray Sinlao, founder and CEO of Standard Conversions, helping companies achieve massive growth throughout inbound calls. First of all, Ray, I always forget to do this before we start recording, but did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Yeah. Sebo.
All right, cool. And you'll be happy to know that Adam loves nothing more than a good origin story. And I see you want to tell us about how you got started in affiliate marketing. So let's do a very long, detailed, drawn out story about how you got your start in the industry here. And we'll kind of transition into how you met the guys, because I know that's
from under a bridge to balling hard. The racing.
Yeah. Wait, is this live right now, or is this?
We're live.
Oh,
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Okay. Yeah. So I was working as a developer for a company called the Control Group, and they built out. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of the offers like Instant Checkmate, Truthfinder, and stuff like that. The background check tools. So I kind of just figured out, I was working as a developer on the conversion rate optimization team, and they got about 1 million unique visitors per day. And I was just like, holy shit, how are they doing this? I was able to test out different types of split tests against the people coming in. And I would hang out with the founder, and he was like, dude, when I was a affiliate, I was doing about $60,000 to $80,000 profit per day. And I was just like, holy shit, that's what I make in a year. So then I didn't really think about it too much. And kind of just kept my life going as a developer. Eventually moved on to working at Sony as a software engineer. And one day I just realized shit, I really don't like coding that much. So then I went home, had a panic attack, and then just thought of all the different things that I could have done. So
How old were you when this happened, by the way?
I was 30, or I just turned 30.
Yeah.
So I'm not I didn't come in super young like Harrison and you guys crushing it right away. And
I think Harrison was wearing a diaper when he started doing this, wasn't he?
I'm actually still wearing one, but that's for other reasons.
Yeah, I actually had to throw on a diaper to figure it out. But yeah, and then while I was working at Sony, I would just go online, and I found the Stack That Money forum, and kind of just went from there. Started reading through everything. Eventually found out about Affiliate Summit East, and then I just pulled up there. I didn't know a single person at all, and just networked, and eventually something happened.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, because I know, as you told me, meeting Adam and Harrison was quite a trip for you. And in your words, they made you bring a laptop to show stats and sign an NDA. So I remember when
Can I jump in for a second? Hold on. It's true. Was this in Thailand?
Yeah, this is in Bangkok, exactly 4 or 5 years ago.
Ray was like, yeah, dude, I've got some successful campaigns, whatever. And he didn't have those Harry Potter glasses, which just give him infinite wisdom. So it's a different vibe. And yeah, he was telling me I'm doing XK a day, whatever. And I was like, look, I don't really run traffic anymore. I got a bunch of other shit going on. But if you want to really talk biz, show me what you got, bitch, is pretty much what I said. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, let's come hang out in our suite. We have a sauna. It's chill. Let's hang out. Bring your laptop. Let's review some stats. So he comes over, And then he's like, well, tell me about your guys' biz, whatever. And I'm like, great. Well, here's an NDA. It's mutual. Feelings are mutual. We won't talk about your numbers. You're not going to talk about what we talk about. And he's just like, what in the fuck? Signs that shit, pulls up stats. I can attest that at that time, Ray was doing some real numbers. He was throwing some paint on the wall, shall we say. And then we were like, this is legit. Because, and sorry, some of you guys are listening. I've had affiliates come up to me and be like, hey, Harrison, what's up? I'm doing $100 bajillion a day in calls, whatever. And like, from my days of running a network 12, 15 years ago, I've had the guys that are like, dude, I'm doing 50K a day. And I'm like, I am the network. You did 6K yesterday. So, I take things with a grain of salt, but Ray showed up with proof. So hats off to him. It was pretty
Yeah,
good,
I think
honestly.
I pulled into your suite. It was like this massive, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 square foot suite in Bangkok.
Bigger.
More? 5,000?
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
and that,
5,000. 5,000.
It was modest. It was modest.
5,000 is the
Yeah.
entry. That's the entry level for them when it comes
Yeah.
to suites. Yeah.
H was like, check out this sauna, dude. And then like he had the sauna and then a bathtub full of ice. And he was like, this is fucking awesome, right? I'm like, yeah.
This
You
is
know, we
fucking
ended
awesome,
up-
right?
They ended up decorating that room because it was Christmas time. And so the hotel management one day went up there when we were gone and they like put in Christmas trees and Christmas lights and like decorated the room, which was pretty funny because we were American. And so we called back downstairs and we were like, hey guys, thank you so much for the decorations, but it's just not enough. And they were like, what do you mean? It's not enough. We brought you 3 Christmas trees. And I'm like, listen, it's just not enough. We need more. Like a lot more. We need more. And so
I think we said Christmas is really important to us.
yes, obviously. So they took it super seriously and they sent a team of people up to that hotel room with more Christmas trees and lights and asked us where we would like them hung. And so the whole hotel room had like Christmas lights hanging back and forth across the entire room by the time they were done. It was pretty amazing. Hats off to that hotel. I can't believe they showed up.
That place is awesome.
Ray, is it
But
true?
to Ray's point, like, look,
Yeah, go ahead.
like, hold on a second here. So I think it's really interesting what Harrison just said and what Ray just said. And what happened, because we were like, I was the same way. Harrison's like, you should come hang out with this guy. And I was like, I don't want to come hang out with this guy. Like, I don't know who this dude is. Like, we're going to hang out with him. I don't want to do that. Like, I just spent a whole day at a trade show dealing with that. And then he's like, no, it's legit. He'll show you his stats. He signed an NDA. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'll hang out with this guy. Because there's so much nonsense when it comes to affiliates in the affiliate marketing industry, just talking shit, basically, that you can't tell who's real or not. And Harrison and I want to invest our energy in meeting great people and like really getting to know them. Like, you'll never sit down with me and have a conversation that's like, hey, how's it going? Did you watch the game last night? Like, that's not a conversation I'm generally willing to have. Like, I want to go deep. I want to learn about people. I want to
Unless
learn
it's about a
business.
Heat game. Then
I was
it's-
gonna say
You're a little bit in.
it might happen now, but yeah,
When did you
back
guys-
then no.
When did you even get into basketball?
Well, when I moved to Miami, we got a suite at the Kaseya Center before I had a place to live. So I was effectively homeless, but we had Miami Heat. So
Adam's a huge sports ball guy.
Yeah. So let me get back to this. Hold on a second. You guys cut me off. This is important. Like, and what happened out of this is Ray was like, sure, I'll just be super transparent. And he showed us. And it didn't matter whether he was doing $500 a day or $500,000 a day. The fact that he was willing to be transparent, wanted to develop a real relationship with us, spoke volumes about who he is as a person. And since then, we've actually been really great friends. We hang out at every trade show. Like, I love seeing Ray. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad he's on the pod. But I think in our industry, people are so worried about all the noise and the nonsense that they never stop to really understand who they want to make real relationships with. And those are the types of relationships that have helped Harrison and I build businesses and find great campaigns. And like 5 years later, if we had an opportunity and Ray was like, hey guys, I want to work with you on this, we wouldn't hesitate to do it because we have a real relationship. We know how he operates in business. And that's what I want to see more of in the industry. I want to see more connection. I want to see real, genuine relationships. And last thing on Harrison, oh my God. I get this all the time at trade shows. People will come up to me and like, yo, bro, we're doing like 10,000 calls a day, like whatever. We want this, we want that. And then I just pull out my phone and I'm like, hey, support engineer, how many calls did these guys do yesterday? And they're like, 52. I'm like, cool, thanks, appreciate you. And I'm just like, come on, like, of all the people to like bullshit, I literally have all the data. Like, you don't think I'm gonna check? And so just be real. If you tell me, hey, I ran 6 calls yesterday, but I want to grow, I will spend the time. But if you tell me you did 6,000 and there aren't any phone calls, like, how am I supposed to help?
So you mentioned 10,000 calls, and the first thing that I think about is how many of those are inbound, right? And Ray, I think you mentioned to me, it's Adam who got you into inbound calls by saying, stop everything you're doing, don't buy that Lamborghini.
Real
Come
quick,
start
Josh,
doing what I'm doing.
I think that, and I'm not going to go into details, and Ray, you'll know why. I saw that landing page when you showed me in Bangkok. I'll never forget it. You really changed some people's lives. People that love watching online streaming services.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I think Ray wanted to build a real business. He was definitely printing cash, but as I say on the podcast, I would go out on a limb here and say there was some plate spinning, and Ray didn't want to spin plates.
Yeah, definitely. I had like a software that I built around our media buying team at the time. I think we had like 35 people on the team, most of them like creative and media buyers and stuff. But yeah, I definitely had some plate spinning for sure.
So how much, I was going to talk to you about inbound calls. How much of, like, Adam got you into that? How much of that are you still doing now? And kind of what kind of advice would you give to any viewers that are thinking about getting more involved with that?
With the inbound calls?
Yeah.
What advice would I have?
Or just say, nah, don't like that question. We'll move on. This is a chill. Yeah, it's all good, bro.
Well, I mean, I could tell, like, so the way I got into it was, I did e-commerce from like 2016 to like 2021. And then out of the blue, Adam just texted me like, hey man, there's some great things happening over here on the call space. So whatever you're doing, you should probably drop it. And then at the time I was like pretty tired of e-com. So then I just dove straight into it. I took Adam's course online. Is that still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on YouTube. I get messages about it almost on a daily basis. It's crazy.
Yeah. So then I took the course, and then Adam made some like great intros for me. And then from there, it just kind of like really took off. My favorite part about it too was in the course, it says, hey, go to conferences and wear a suit. And then so I show up to a conference wearing a suit, and I'm like literally the only person.
I remember that.
I was like, dude, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, but hold on, back that shit up. So you went to the conference, and then everyone you talked to took you really seriously, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, you were wearing glasses and a suit. You looked very trustworthy.
I mean, Ray, you've seen Adam's recent sport coat game. I'm sure he doesn't mess around anymore. He's got some pretty fancy coats. I got to step up my game.
Yeah.
So I want to hear a little bit about standard conversions, your current project. Can you give us a little bit of an overview and how you guys really help, the people that you're working with to excel?
Yeah. So right now we just focus on driving inbound calls for health insurance agencies, and it's been scaling pretty well. I got really lucky with hiring and building the right team. Right now there's a COO in place. Like a lot of the stuff I learned from building the team was actually through a mastermind that I had with Adam and Harrison probably like a year ago or something, right? Was that ASW?
Yeah,
just like creating the company culture, finding people who are able to share the same vision with you and like really lead and take initiative and stuff like that. So
Well, Ray, I want to ask you a question about that. How do you find those people? Like, what is your method of acquiring that talent? Because I think it's a lot easier said than done. It's easy to say find those people, but how do you actually do it?
I haven't had much luck doing like the job listings, but where I did find luck is posting, like updating my LinkedIn page and just like commenting on stuff and posting questions.
What about you, Adam and Harrison? How do you guys kind of approach finding those actual types of people?
Well, we do job posts. We also headhunt. We have a full-time recruiter at Ringba, and we're over 60 heads now, and we're recruiting for, I think, another 13 or 14 positions. And so for us, I mean, we look at it the same way Ray looks at it. We want to find people that share our values first and foremost and believe in our mission. And then we look at the talent, because our culture is super important to us. And so, just like anything, Josh, it's the amount of work you're willing to put in to find those people. If we interview someone and they're not a right fit, but we really need someone for a position, we won't hire them. We'll hire really slowly. And then if we hire somebody and we feel like we've made a mistake, we'll try and rectify it by letting them go as quickly as possible, because we want people to thrive. And if they're not going to thrive, then they need to find another home where they're going to thrive. Like, it's not fair to the person to try and keep them in a position that they're not successful in. So we subscribe to hire slow, fire fast. And we've been experimenting with all different types of ways to do this. We have videos done by our staff members where they talk about working at Ringba. We ask people to watch interviews that I've done about us and our software. We've put out a ton of video content like the masterclass and other things. And what we find is when people take an interest in our organization and start to go through that content and get excited about what we're doing, that they're likely going to be a good fit. And I recently just hired an executive assistant. She's amazing. And she went through a bunch of content before we even issued her a job offer. And she was interested in who we were as people. And when we found out about that she took the initiative to look at our content and to learn more about us and to really try and understand who we are as a company, like, we identify that immediately is likely to be a great culture fit and a values alignment type hire. And so when we can see that, that's when we start to assess the person. Do they have the talent? Are they going to be a good fit for the role? That type of thing. And it's a constant evolution for us, but we don't actually want to make it easier for people to get hired at Ringba. We actually put up barriers, which is a pain in the ass when you're recruiting and you really need more people. But we want the people who take the initiative and want to find a home that they're excited about, because when they're excited about what they're doing, it shows in their work, it shows in their interactions with our clients. And that's the most important thing to us, is like, we won't just hire people to answer support chats. We want to hire people that are excited about serving our customers and want to do a great job answering support chats. And, that's like 10 times harder than just finding a body to sit in a chair. And it's a brutal process, Josh, but in the end, it really works out. And it spurns the growth of our company. And so I feel like the amount of effort we put into hiring and recruiting is a lot, but in the end, it's really worth it.
Did you guys used to ever? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So you said that you let people go. How often do you have to let people go especially after that long process of onboarding and finding them?
It's not that often, but it's really hard to assess technical talent sometimes. So with engineers or software developers, whatever you want to call them, we have a pretty sophisticated stack, and our application is very complicated. And so sometimes we'll make the mistake of incorrectly assessing someone's technical talent, which sucks. And then we'll need to let them go. It doesn't happen that often. It's still a low percentage, but on that front, it's tough. On the sales side, I think the only time we've ever had to remove somebody is not due to performance issues. It was an HR related issue. And I think on those, we're even more strict. We try and set the bar for how we conduct ourselves as a brand and as a team in public. And we have a really short fuse when it comes to those types of things. And, you know, like you'll never see one of our team members out hammered at a party or stumbling into an elevator at a trade show. We won't.
I think we should just share
tolerate
the rule because it might
Yeah.
be beneficial for other companies and other business owners. So we have a really simple rule at Ringba, and we've actually done this across other businesses that we've owned over the years for drinking at trade shows. And the rule is simple. Go crazy, do whatever you want, drink as much as you want. But if there's ever a circumstance where you embarrass and don't represent, you embarrass the brand or don't represent yourself according to how our standard to represent our brand, then you are forever banned from drinking at trade shows moving forward. And if you are given that classification, if you receive that strike, and then I see you at a trade show or someone on the team sees you at a trade show and you're drinking, you're immediately terminated. So, you know, I'm going to call it the Shirley Temple rule, Adam. I just created it and I like this. Essentially, you can have drinks, you can do your thing. But if you do not act as you should, then you're banned from drinking forever. And it's on to Shirley Temple's you go. And I think that's really a good thing because at the same time, you know, there's networking events. Clients want to have a beer with their account rep. That's fair. But there's appropriate and then there's like not appropriate, and we don't want that.
Yeah. And an embarrassment of our brand, for instance, isn't like, you know, an extreme situation. It's even a minor one where someone
Don't be sloppy.
Yeah, and they slur their words or something with the client. That's it. They're done. That's one strike. And then we won't let them back. And I think Harrison and I have always wanted to lead from the front and set a good example for our team. So you won't see us drink at trade shows at all under any circumstances. We just don't do it because we want to set the bar for what we think is the best way to represent our brand. And that's to not drink at all, to not be out at the parties at 2 a.m. at all. And some people love to do that. I mean, it's an industry where it's a lot of fun and we have customers that do it, and I'm not judging. I think it's great. But as a platform where people need to rely on us to power their business, we need to hold ourselves to an extreme standard, because if we don't do an exceptional job at what we do, then their business could be negatively affected, which affects their team members and their team members' families and their customers and consumers. And so at the end of the day, we take a really big picture look at how we want to conduct ourselves in public and how we want our teams to conduct themselves. And then Harrison and I conduct ourselves that way, the best we possibly can, in the most extreme way in the other direction that we possibly can. And so, like, to catch Harrison and I at even a networking event is highly unlikely, because we want to show our team that we're not into that type of thing. We're not going to drink at those events. And also, we will only buy our team members one drink. And so if they're going out to a client dinner, or they're hosting a client dinner, or they're expensing something related to an event they're going to that's work related, we will reimburse and expense one drink, and then they're on their own for the rest. Now, we'll cover the meals, we give our team members their own hotel rooms, we take care of transportation. Like, we're great to our team members, but when it comes to that, we'll only buy the one, because, you know, I think in a social situation, obviously they want to participate socially and provide a comfortable setting for our customers. And
one drink is chill, 12 drinks not chill.
Yeah, it's not okay. We also,
sorry, Ray. I know you're shaking your head, Ray. Ray doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean, dude?
Ray doesn't. Ray, instead of one drink, Ray says one bottle. Fine. 2 or 3.
Yeah, that reminds me of that one time when I went to go visit you in your suite and I crushed your entire fridge by accident.
By accident, yes.
Yeah. Now, Ray is a customer, so we gladly paid the minibar fee.
Yeah.
Ray,
But, you know, we do the same thing, Josh, at our suite across at the Kaseya Center. And we had all of, like I can't be too specific about what's going on because I don't want Anthony Paluzzi to like post my genetic data on a forum for everybody to read. But we had all the liquor removed out of the suite, the Ringba suite at the Kaseya Center. We still have beer in the fridge. There's still drinks. We still will cater it, but there's no hard liquor in the suite because we don't want to create an environment where someone does something that could negatively affect a business relationship. We also look out for our clients that way. We don't want, someone maybe they're having a rough day or maybe something's going on in their life and like people make mistakes, and I just want to make sure that we're providing the best environment for everybody possible to conduct business and present themselves in the best way. So maybe it's extreme, I don't know, but this is how we lead our business, and it works really well for us. And if someone else takes a piece out of that playbook, I think it will better them too.
I'll share a pro tip. If you're at a networking event and you don't want to drink, but you want to make it look like you're drinking, order like sparkling water with a splash of pineapple. Thank you, Jenny, for this, because it looks like you're drinking a colorful, fruity alcoholic drink. It's good.
Yeah.
Ray, I know you've been around the space for quite a while, and from what you kind of explained, you've had a lot of different experience. As I'm sure you probably could figure out, a lot of people watching the affiliate marketing show are trying to get started in affiliate marketing. So I'm curious, we ask this a lot on this show and we get a lot of different answers. What would be like advice from you to like some newbies who are trying to figure it out? Where should they focus? What mistakes should they avoid?
I think the first thing that they should avoid is buying one of those courses from guys who just like take pictures in front of Lambos all day and just post that constantly, because usually it's like bullshit content and then they don't really get too much out of it. The way I would recommend is just like joining the forum. I've actually heard from some people that Stack That Money is still like alive and updated and having conversations there. Do you guys know if that is or true?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an active user.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Damn, I'll sign up as soon as I'm done with this call.
There's not a ton of pay-per-call there, but the mods let me post whatever I want, basically. And I like to talk about pay-per-call sometimes. I'm not like super active, but it still exists. I think on the affiliate marketing side, there's a ton of content there. And, I think, Ray, to your point, like, even if some things, tactics, campaigns don't work today that used to, you can read a lot about older campaigns and what worked in the past, and like sort of understand the evolution of the industry by reading it all, and it will spark ideas. And so I think it's a great place to start. It's pretty cheap too. It's $100.
Yeah. So then that, and then like essentially just studying from reputable sources. Like I know Carlos has a good course, right? Or courses. There's a company called Ad Skills that teaches you like media buying and like landing page stuff, copywriting. They're pretty good. That's actually where I learned too. And just focusing on getting good at the actual skills of being a marketer and understanding why people buy things or call or submit their leads. And then the next big thing is just going to conferences and actually talking to people. I think that's the highest ROI activity that I had. Like when I pulled up to Affiliate Summit East, I didn't really even understand how the biz worked at all. But when I went to the events, I would just walk up to people and just be like, hey, what's up? I'm Ray. I'm a developer. I'm just getting into this. And I really don't know what I'm doing, but I know for sure that I could crush it. And then from there, I made some connections where they just, even I still talk to some of these people even till today from like the first shows. They were able to just come in, kind of give me a rundown of how it works, and then even help me like upload ads and like optimize and stuff like that from there.
And I think that's a testament to your just honesty about it, Ray. I think a lot of people come into the industry and they get intimidated at an affiliate summit, and they'll come up and be like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. When in reality, if they like Harrison and I are literally standing there at the front row of the meat market at Affiliate Summit East and West. If you just were to walk up and be like, hi, I'm new. What should I do? We're like, okay, like let us give you actual useful information.
We
It's
we actually
surprising how that works.
love to point people in the right direction. That's like fucking fun for us, for reals.
Yeah. And Ray, on the course front, I agree with you, though I'm going to do a plug. We have a new pay-per-call masterclass that's coming out soon that I am in the process of filming. It will not be free because I think there's a level of accountability that comes with this one, that if people actually are interested in getting in pay-per-call, they need to invest in it. But I'm very excited about it. We're going to take what we learned over the last 8 years, helping people make literally billions of dollars, and we're plowing it into that course to teach people not only how they can get started, but how they can build a real business in the space, and then what's coming in the future. And so I'm really excited about that. And for those of you who are listening who are really new and haven't done pay-per-call at all, my book is coming out here shortly. It's called The Pay-per-Call Revolution. Very excited about it. It's everything I've learned helping people make billions of dollars over the last 8 years, and how to really get started from the affiliate side of the business in pay-per-call. And if you're listening right now and you want a copy of that book, I'd be happy to send you one absolutely free. Just go ahead and shoot an email to the email address Josh puts in the YouTube description, and we'll send you a copy of the book for free. So yeah, I think there's a ton of resources to get started in affiliate marketing and pay-per-call. And I think Ray hit the nail on the head, though. The number one thing you can do is show up, and that's to go to a trade show and meet people and get started in the biz. I met Ray at a trade show. I met Harrison at a trade show. I learned about OfferVault at a trade show, which is eventually how we met Josh. And so, like, if you're going to be involved in an industry, no matter what it is, you have to go to the trade shows, or you're basically not even in the game.
Ray, I know Adam can probably
Muted. I was just gonna say this. I
Oh.
think, you know, if there's a business owner here that is not attending these shows, and if you are trying to build a business and a brand and you're not like sponsoring and participating, like, it baffles me how many companies just don't participate in this stuff. And you know, you should be, is all I was gonna say. Like, just kind of two-factoring what Adam said.
Ray, I know from our past conversations, you've kind of told me, you know, there's a lot of importance when it comes to hiring and working with coaches. I'm pretty sure Adam works with a performance coach. He can confirm or deny that later, but yeah, he does. Just got word he does. So what kind of coaches do you work with? And at what point in someone's career do you think they should start considering working with a coach if they're not already?
I feel like as soon as you can afford it, you probably should start doing it, because
Well, can you elaborate on what that means? Like, what does affording a coach mean? Or does it depend on the coach?
I guess it would depend on it. Because I hired like a mental performance coach that also, like, do you know Todd Snyder? Do you guys know who Todd Snyder is by any chance? Like, he helps out, I don't know, his other clients are like a dozen other pretty big performance marketers as well. And so, like, when I come to him with like thoughts about business, he's able to like help me make better decisions, and also like reflect on the experience of his other clients as well.
Is it a lot of like tools? You say, like, you know, mental performance. So is it like a lot of tools in terms of like how to manage stress, how to optimize your time? Like, I know you probably don't want to give away too much, but what are like some of the key, like, you know, umbrella, you know, ideas that you kind of take away from these sessions?
Yeah, so it is, I mean, he does cover the stress and time, but when I first came to him, a lot of the stuff that I had to talk to him was about just kind of like focusing on the most important things. Because it's pretty easy when you're an entrepreneur to like have like a dozen different ideas and be like half-assing or like quarter-assing all of them and then not getting anything done. And like he built out like a decision matrix for me and was like, cool, is this one high ROI? This one, and we just went down the line, and yeah, kind of just dove figured out like the most important thing, highest ROI activity, highest leverage activity to focus on. And like that really changed everything, a lot of things for us.
Was that kind of the key metric when it came to most important, typically was ROI? I know it's probably different for everybody, but from your time with your coach, is that kind of what your key takeaway was for you personally?
Yeah, like high leverage, high ROI activities.
Adam, do you think that's kind of similar to what you talk about with your performance coach, or do you think it's really different for each person and what their needs are?
I think at the end of the day, it's very similar. And what Ray just said there is super important. It's basically your most valuable thing that you can be working on is where you should be focusing all your time. Obviously, there you can be focusing on a few different things, but in my case, I try and remove anything that's actually lever pulling. Like, I don't want to do paperwork. I don't want to do day-to-day tasks at all, and I shouldn't be. My focus needs to be entirely on things like product development and recruiting and vision for the company and how to grow not only our business, but the entire ecosystem as a whole. And so Ringba is kind of at a place where for us to continue our growth rate, we have to expand not only our activities, but the entire industry. And so my day-to-day is, how do I open up new markets and how do I build technology that allows us to do that? And how do we expand and bring thousands more affiliates into pay-per-call? How do we bring more marketers into pay-per-call and more big companies into pay-per-call, right? Like, those are the challenges I'm working on. And then I kind of do a decision matrix. I don't have it written like Ray's, but it's essentially like, are the activities that I'm focusing on driving those things forward? And if they're not, I need to think about that. And then, believe it or not, one of the highest ROI activities I can do is essentially just hanging out in a room without any distractions, just thinking about the future and these problems and how to solve them. And it's hard for me to do that. It's hard to make the time to do that. But that's effectively for me what Ray's describing, like highest yield activities I possibly can do. And then I'm horrible about this, but it's something I'm working on. But I'll just be vulnerable here for a second. Like, and some of our friends have suffered because of this. I haven't replied on occasion, but if I'm working on something and it's the most important thing I should be working on, and other people ask me for things or ask me to help them or ask me for something, I will literally just ignore them until the most important thing and my number one priority is completed. Like, my brain will just try and put horse blinders on me and stop me from engaging, because I get tons of people that hit me up for all sorts of stuff. And for my really close circle of friends, I try and always be responsive and like be a good friend and realize that there's something more than just business that I care about. But yeah, like that's ultimately what I want to do, is like be singularly and laser focused on one of these really big problems and thinking years and years out instead of weeks and months. Like, I want to be like, what do we want the future to look like 2 or 3 years from now? And like, how do I get to that point? Sorry, very long-winded answer to your question, but yeah.
No, great answer. Harrison, I'd ask if you have a performance coach, but you're at the top of your game. I don't know how you could perform any better.
Harrison's got a team of trainers.
Well, that leads me
on the gains.
Yeah, well, thank you for the transition, because I know, Ray, you mentioned optimizing health as a busy entrepreneur, and I don't know if you've seen Harrison's Instagram, but this kid, he pays a mortgage at the gym. He's in there all the time, all day, every day. But I want to ask you and get your opinion on this first. Like, what is health as a busy entrepreneur look like to you? Like, why is it important to you? What are the benefits from maintaining your health as a busy entrepreneur that kind of also reflects into the entrepreneurial life?
I think the biggest, I guess, highest ROI activity that I've kind of had recently is just really focusing on my sleep. Because, staying up late chatting with people, like tinkering on stuff till like 2, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, it feels like you're really getting something done, but your like brain is only really at like a small like the capacity is much smaller. And I mean, a lot of people are like, yeah, dude, sleep when you're dead, like just grind it out and stuff. Like that's how you get like really burnt out. So I try to have cutoff times and like wind down times and stuff like that.
So what's a good night of sleep for you?
7 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a
from
good night?
11
What's a good night of sleep for you, Adam and Harrison?
I would say that there's a lot of days where I'm on 6 to 7, but sometimes my body's like, yo, dude, you need it, and I'll get 9. Like I was kind of tweaked my neck yesterday. Like I got 9 hours. It's pretty damn good.
Same for you,
Yeah.
Adam? Yeah.
I need my 8 hours. I toss and turn a lot, so sleeping's always been a struggle for me. It's something I've struggled with most of my adult life, and it has to do with a few things. I have some scoliosis from using the computer too much. It's really light. I'm fine. But also I can't turn my brain off. That's super, super complicated for me. And so if there's even a hint of a problem or a challenge I'm thinking about, like my sleep gets destroyed. I might wake up with the answer, which is really cool. And I love that about my brain, but I could be exhausted the next day. So like physical exercise for me is really important. It helps with sleep. Good diet, eating clean food really helps with sleep. I try not to eat really late at night. I try to make sure that I have a comfortable, quiet environment and like the temperature is correct. And I think to Ray's point, like when I get a really great night's sleep, I can be hyper productive the next day. But when I don't, it's really a problem for me. And I'll give you an example, Josh. So we flew in a day early to Denver for Contact.io because I gave the keynote address first thing in the morning to hundreds of people. And I'm going to be real with you. I was thinking about my slides and my brain was processing like every word I wanted to say while on stage. And I don't get nervous about those things, but I just want to do a good job so incredibly passionately that I couldn't turn my brain off. And so I ended up falling asleep at 6 a.m. and I got up at 6:30 to go to the gym because the sleep at that point didn't matter. And so I flew to Denver, didn't sleep, got 30-minute nap, and then went to the gym, hit cardio hard, came back to my room and took a freezing cold shower just to like wake my brain up. And then I walked over to the trade show. I gave the keynote and I spent the whole day on the floor. But like, you know, I think it's twofold. If you can't get to sleep and you can't do the exercise and like you're in a really challenging spot, you still have to power through. And I think all of the cumulative sleep and the cumulative exercise and taking good care of yourself on a daily basis allows you to perform in a situation like mine, where effectively it was like worst case scenario for giving something like that. Ray, what is your workout schedule now? Like walk us through what your health regimen is, because I think
You even lift, bro?
I don't lift that much actually. I do like high volume, low weight lifts. But oh yeah, back to the sleep stuff though. I actually hired a sleep coach because my sleep was so messed up.
Really?
What does that process look like?
What does a sleep coach do?
Yeah,
How do they work
what do
with
they
you?
actually
I'm
do?
fascinated.
I mean,
Did you do
well,
like
they
a
just-
sleep study?
No, but they just monitor, like you report to them what's going on with your sleep. So it's like they find out what your current schedule is. At the time of when I hired them about like 3 months ago, I was like sleeping at random times. It'd be like 10 p.m., midnight, or like 3 in the morning or something. And then just being tired all day. And what I found out was that you're not supposed to like do anything else in bed other than sleep or have sex. But my schedule was like I would wake up in the morning and then just immediately get on my phone and then start reading through emails, respond to like texts and stuff. And by then it would be like an hour or something. And then I would get out of bed and then do my thing. But then what I found out is if you start like working from bed, essentially, it tells your body that you should be alert in bed. So sometimes you'll be sleepy all day long, and as soon as you lay down on your couch in bed, you'll just immediately wake back up. It's like for some people that actually happens. And after I figured that out, now like the second that I touch my bed, within 5 minutes, I pass out automatically.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can relate. I mean, I work from home, so a lot of times I move my work environment just depending on how I feel. But like some rooms start to get associated with work. So I totally understand how your brain can just go into that work mode no matter what.
Yeah, they said that it's the same thing as that study that they did with dogs when they would ring the bell and then when they were serving food and then they would ring the bell.
Pavlovian response.
Yeah, exactly that. They're like, you need to do that for your bed. So it's like once you see your room, you get tired, and then once you lay down, you just pass out.
So Ray, do you think it's a bad thing that the room connected to my bedroom is my office?
I think it's the bed. It's the bed. As long
Like
as
for me
in
to
bed
get
on
to
your
the
laptop.
kitchen, I have to go bedroom, office, staircase, kitchen.
Adam, I want to revisit one thing you mentioned about laying in bed and your mind racing. I mean, I know I deal with that some nights. I think it's part of just being a human. So on that front, do you have any tips or tricks that you kind of focus on to really get it under control and to turn it off to help you fall asleep faster?
I mean, so last night I actually tried a melatonin gummy. I did wake up a little bit groggy this morning, and I didn't like that, but I had a really solid night's sleep.
Did you have crazy dreams? When I've taken those gummies, I'm like, oh, I can't do it.
I don't remember most of my dreams, but in the morning, early morning, when I was coming out of REM sleep, I had some pretty wild dreams. They were somewhat amusing. Like, I'm not going to dive into the content here, but it was
This
going
show
to go
is
out
this
there.
is for adults, man. You can go into it.
No, I mean, like, look, it wouldn't make any sense to anybody. That's
Yeah.
the reason why. It wasn't like anything that was inappropriate. It just wouldn't make sense to anybody. And I understand pieces of it, and it's like glimpses and pieces. It's not a perfect memory of what it was. I remember how it felt and whatever. And I think my body, if I continue to try the melatonin, will develop a tolerance to it, and then it might not be so bad. I'll give it a try. But yeah, so like Ray said, like you should only be doing 2 things in your bedroom. I think reading has also been helpful for me in the past, and like watching something on TV that is not mentally intensive, just like something funny or something trashy or whatever.
Put on Bloomberg Daybreak Asia right before bed.
Yeah, no way. I'll be trading fucking soybean futures in my sleep. Like, just no, absolutely not. So, but yeah, like to Ray, to your point, when I moved to Miami, I have not really spent any time on my phone in the morning in bed. Some days I break that rule just because, but I try not to. Right now, during open enrollment, I really have no choice. I have to look at my phone first thing in the morning and just make sure there's no outstanding issues before the day starts. Like, that is important for me and my clients, and like, I will continue that practice. But once open enrollment's over tomorrow, I'll go back to hopefully not really using my phone in bed at all, which I think is important.
How much more volume happens during open enrollment versus the normal part of the year?
A lot. Yeah.
Is it like 10x? Or-
No, it's not 10x. For us, it's not 10x. It's maybe. Harrison, are you comfortable with me even talking about these statistics?
Well, let's just say this. There are some customers that have a 10x, but there's many other verticals that flow through Ringba as a platform. And so that's why we don't see a 10x overall network wide. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
But for example, there's other seasonal verticals. Like, for example, home services is not as crazy right now up until like April, because, for example, people don't want to like redo their backyard, do landscaping or whatever in the freezing cold, winter. They want to do it in spring because the contractors are like, fuck that too. As an
Yeah.
example.
I think the one statistic, Ray, that I am willing to talk about is We had 1,000-fold increase in programmatic activity from last year's open enrollment to this year. And I would love to see Ringba grow 1,000%, but I'll be honest, we did not grow 1,000% from last year to this year. But the 1,000% increase in real-time bidding activity was pretty telling. I mean, right now, as we're on the show, Ringba's handling, I don't know, more than 100,000 requests a minute. And it's an immense amount of traffic that has converted to programmatic call activity. And I think we're going to see continuing increases in that as Ringba continues to build more advanced bidding technology. We have all sorts of improvements coming out to our bidding technology over the next month and quarter. And I think the reality is that people want to buy higher quality calls. They want to sell the calls for the most money possible. And for buyers and sellers to really do that, they need programmatic capabilities around phone calls, similar to leads, similar to clicks. And so we did see a drastic increase from last year till this year of that activity. And we expect that to continue to grow. We do love open enrollment. We do see a large increase in traffic flow, but it also comes with a lot of craziness on the support side for us. People want answers immediately. They want instant response times from support. They want all their integrations done immediately. And God bless their hearts, I would too during open enrollment, because it's a short period of time. It's like the health insurance Super Bowl. And so for us, it's like a really wild time. I try to give as many people off as I can during the holidays afterwards, because it's an insane time of year for us. And like, we're all hands on deck the entire time. People put in a ton of extra hours. I'm so appreciative of our staff for this period of time. It's just wild.
Ray, you came on the affiliate marketing show and you fucking crushed it, bro. What do you have to say for yourself, dude?
Thanks for having me, guys. Always love seeing you guys.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. We'd love to have you back. For myself, Josh from OfferVault, Daddy Call Bucks, Adam Young, as well as the industry legend Harrison Gevirtz, and Ray Sinlao, founder and CEO of Standard Conversions. Let's make that paper. Let's make that dough. This was the Affiliate Marketing Show. We will see you